Hi, my friends. We continue our playlist. У нас с вами контрольная работа из нескольких частей. Итак, let's translate. Тренируем вопрос. Разве это не привлекательное предложение? Isn't it an attractive offer? Isn't it an attractive offer? Разве это место не стоит посетить? Isn't this place worth visiting? Isn't this place worth visiting? Что у тебя блестяще получается делать? What are you brilliant at? What are you brilliant at? Это приятное чувство. It's a pleasant feeling. It's a pleasant feeling. Не так легко понять, что делать. Не так легко понять. It isn't so easy to understand. Что делать? What to do. Это психологическая проблема. It's a psychological problem. It's a psychological problem. Разве это не бесконечный процесс? Isn't it an endless process? Isn't it an endless process? Разве это не абсурдно? Isn't it ridiculous? Isn't it ridiculous? Это такое высокое здание. It's such a high building. It's such a high building. Разве это не детальный ответ? Isn't it a detailed answer? Isn't it a detailed answer? Разве это не стоит сказать? Isn't it worth saying? Isn't it worth saying? Isn't it an attractive offer? Isn't this place worth visiting? What are you brilliant at? It's a pleasant feeling. It isn't so easy to understand what to do. It's a psychological problem. Isn't it an endless process? Isn't it ridiculous? It's such a high building. Isn't it a detailed answer? Isn't it worth saying? Это нерационально. Скажем с помощью отрицания. Это нерационально. It isn't rational. Или it's irrational. It isn't rational. It's irrational. Разве этот фильм не стоит посмотреть? Isn't this movie worth watching? Isn't this movie worth watching? Разве они не разведены? Aren't they divorced? Aren't they divorced? Чем ты шокирован? What are you shocked by? Or what are you shocked at? Разве это не стоит прочесть? Isn't it worth reading? Isn't it worth reading? Это здание довольно высокое. This building is quite high. This building is quite high. Разве это не стоит упомянуть? Isn't it worth mentioning? Isn't it worth mentioning? Это такое приятное чувство помогать другим людям. Это такое приятное чувство. It's such a pleasant feeling. Помогать другим людям. To help other people. It's such a pleasant feeling to help other people. Ответ не очевиден. The answer isn't obvious. The answer isn't obvious. Разве это не стоит делать? Isn't it worth doing? Isn't it worth doing? It isn't rational. It's irrational. Isn't this movie worth watching? Aren't they divorced? What are you shocked by? Isn't it worth reading? This building is quite high. Isn't it worth mentioning? It's such a pleasant feeling to help other people. The answer isn't obvious. Isn't it worth doing? Это неэффективно. Скажем с помощью отрицания. Это неэффективно. It isn't effective. Или it's ineffective. It's ineffective. Маловероятно, что это произойдет. It's unlikely to happen. It's unlikely to happen. Кто еще увлекается этим? Кто еще? Who else увлекается этим? Is keen on it. Who else is keen on it? Далее, скажем с помощью отрицания. Эта ситуация неприятная. This situation isn't pleasant. This situation isn't pleasant. Или this situation is unpleasant. This situation is unpleasant. Она чувствует себя такой одинокой. She feels so lonely. She feels so lonely. Он не чувствует себя голодным. He doesn't feel hungry. He doesn't feel hungry. Разве это не лучшая альтернатива? Isn't it the best alternative? Isn't it the best alternative? Разве ты не увлекаешься такого рода вещами? Разве ты не увлекаешься? Aren't you keen on? Такого рода вещами. These kind of things. Aren't you keen on these kind of things? Разве я не прав? Am I not right? Am I not right? Это такой высокий уровень. It's such a high level. It's such a high level. It isn't effective. It's ineffective. It's unlikely to happen. Who else is keen on it? This situation isn't pleasant. This situation is unpleasant. She feels so lonely. He doesn't feel hungry. Isn't it the best alternative? Aren't you keen on these kind of things? Am I not right? It's such a high level. Он чувствует себя нервозно. He feels nervous. He feels nervous. Я уверен. I'm sure. Or I'm certain. I'm sure. I'm certain. Чем знаменит этот город? What is this city famous for? What is the city famous for? Разве ты не увлекаешься спортом? Aren't you keen on sport? Aren't you keen on sport? Далее скажем с помощью отрицания. Это неформальный ответ. It isn't a formal answer. Или it's an informal answer. It's an informal answer. He feels nervous. I'm sure. I'm certain. What is the city famous for? Aren't you keen on sport? It isn't a formal answer. It's an informal answer. My friends, thank you. We continue our playlist.